Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I am Vashan Brown. The economy is projected to contract by about 5% this financial year, a consequence of the circumstances brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. But things are already looking brighter. Here's Andrew Lately.
At the start of the COVID-19 outbreak, the government moved quickly to implement stimulus packages as a buffer against the impact of COVID-19. Fast forward a few months later and those decisions appear to be paying off. PSOJ President Keith Duncan confirmed that some economic indicators remain strong despite the challenges.
Seen in economic activity, and I've been looking at the tax revenue numbers, and the tax revenue numbers show for the first quarter of the year up to the end of June, we're actually $6.6 billion ahead of budget from a tax revenue perspective. That means that we are overperforming on tax revenues, which means that there is underlying robustness in the economy. But we are 21% below where we were last year for the same period.
He says the recovery has been slow but welcomed.
We've seen manufacturing, construction, hardware sales really have increased, and some estimate above pre-COVID levels. The BPO sector, which had lost some marginally some jobs, we are seeing recovery. We're seeing the opening of the borders with an influx of tourists, nothing near the pre-COVID level. Our tourism arrivals coming in, and we're seeing hotels that have opened, and not all hotels have opened, experiencing occupancy levels of 10 to 35%.
Mr. Duncan argued that the focus should now be on social security and protecting the most vulnerable.
I think maybe on the social side, in terms of the safety net, that is where we may need to pay attention to, because our informal economy has been significantly impacted. And this is where, if we saw the take-up of the compassionate grant, we see that there's a real need out there on the social safety net.
Andrew Lately, TVJ News.
The Jamaican dollar continued to devalue today. At the end of trading, the US dollar was selling for $149.77. That's the highest rate for the greenback against the local currency. Now the Canadian dollar closed at $113.20. The pound is going for $195.53, while the euro ended the day at $179.66. The JC index lost 2,044 points today, and the junior market index is down 5 points. Among the winners were Dermont Trading, CAC 2000, Sterling Investments, US dollar shares, 1834 Investments, and Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances. On the losing side were Jamaica Stock Exchange, Caribbean Cream, T-Tech, CNWJ Cooperative Credit Union, Deferred Shares, and Express Catering. And that's the Business Day. I am Vashan Brown. Have a good evening.